Yeah.
Happy Friday, or whenever you are catching this episode. You are tuned in to the Just Levina podcast, episode freaking 20. 20. I can't believe that I have done 20 episodes of this. And Justen has been here for a quarter of it.
That's crazy.
He's been here
It's
for
crazy.
like 4
I got to
episodes.
see. Was I on episode 2 or 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to see it from the jump. It's crazy. You're already here.
Yeah. It's weird.
It seems like it's only been a few weeks. Yeah.
And months are passing. Months are passing. We're literally, it's December 2nd. It is December 2nd, and I am so excited. I love Christmas. So, today, I got to tell you guys what the holiday is. And today is actually a really special one, which I am excited about. So, today is International Day for the Abolition of Slavery. So today, I'm going to read it so I don't get it wrong, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Today, on this date, December 2nd, 1949, the General Assembly of the United States adopted the Convention for the Suppression of Traffic in Persons and the Exploitation of the Prostitution and Others. So this day is dedicated to ending what we know to be slavery from our past, but also modern day slavery. So that includes human trafficking, that includes prostitution, that includes child labor, that includes imprisonment and forced marriages. It includes all of these things. So today is the abolishment of that. It is to recognize that those things still happen and that we need to, for lack of better words, keep our head on a swivel and always make sure you and the people that you love are safe, but also raise awareness and be thankful for the fact that we're enforcing this and combating this in our world today. So, I don't know. What do you think about that?
I think it's big time. It's about time that we stop showing us, getting beat on and stuff. Now we're starting to show more stories of us, taking things over.
Yes.
And moving on and building ourselves up and showing our real rise, as black people. I love it. It's great. I just think about Will Smith's new movie that he's putting out.
Is it
Emancipation or something like that.
Is that it?
Yes, and apparently he's trying to show that same kind of message, And he said it's not the normal slave type movie that we have. He said, it's showing us overcoming things. So yeah, I think it's definitely time for that.
That's really good, and that was what I loved about the concept of Till, which was actually the story of Emmett Till's mother. So the way that they did it this time, which it was just released last month, but the way that they did it this time, it was, his mother and what it took for her to stand up to create a movement based on what happened to her son so that it hopefully wouldn't happen to other people's sons. But seeing his mother from the perspective of, yes, this gory, crazy, horrific thing happened to her child, but it started a whole movement of things, and she just created a whole movement in America about, the protection of the black man and keeping ourselves safe and standing up for what you believe in, which is amazing to me. So I like that on both perspectives.
Yeah, I love it. It's just another example of us overcoming, and this time it's black women, standing up and in the movements that they make.
Yes.
It's really crazy because I remember growing up hearing the Emmett Till story. I did hear some things about the mother, but I didn't hear, really what she did. The one big thing I definitely remember was she left the casket open so everybody could see.
Yes.
And that was a big message.
Yes.
But I didn't hear anything else she did after that.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Yeah. And so I think it's great that we get that depicted.
And
Happy International Day for the Abolition of Slavery, you guys. Yes. It is December 2nd, so remember that next year when we're getting into our celebration time. Yeah. Okay, so jumping into hot topics, of course. Is life harder for men or women, and why?
Shit. Well, of course, it's hard for a black man, but I think being a black woman, I just think being a woman, period, is very, very tough. I don't think I could handle walking through the club and people touching on me. Just that alone. But I do think y'all get a lot. Y'all get into the club for free.
Touche.
Y'all go out to eat for free. Everything is free for
Touche.
y'all. But y'all got to go through a lot.
Yeah.
I also couldn't go through having a period. So
Listen, I think life is really hard for women. I am on the opposite side of this spectrum, though. I believe life is harder for men, and I believe life is harder for black men specifically.
yeah, hell yeah.
Because it's like women, like you said, we have a lot going on, but it's like women get so upset at the things that we don't have, but if you take a look through history, we always end up getting them. So it's like, oh no, women can't vote. Now women can vote. Oh no, women make less on the dollar than a man. Now women are getting a pay increase. It's like every time we have something where we feel like we're less than, if we band together and we fight for it, we gonna get something. Something gonna happen out of the deal. But I feel like for men, the standard is just different. Like even I'm always listening to podcasts, looking on social media, and you just see women being like, I can't have a man unless he's making 200, 300 plus K a year. And then
she
it's
said,
like,
are you on drugs?
Like, are you crazy? Because that is only a certain percentage. But man, you really have to go out and work. If you don't want to be seen as a deadbeat in any light, you really have to go out and hustle and grind and make it the life that you have, the best that you can. And that can be sad for the average person.
Yeah, I could see that, but women have to, dibble and dabble through a lot of emotions.
Yes. Yes.
So I think that's very difficult, and I don't think it's, out of mind or, something that's too wild of a woman going crazy because, a lot of games that men play, I could understand
I feel crazy all the time, but
I could understand it.
Yeah, no, I think it's true on both sides of the spectrum. I think which is interesting because I'm the woman and you're the man. But
yeah, but I mean, y'all are always sexualized first. I wouldn't like always first.
Yes.
And then you have to
Absolutely.
decipher when to use it and when not to, and to chill out and if
Wield
you even
it
want
properly.
to. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all have weapons of mass destruction.
All day, every day. You never know.
So that's why it's harder for women.
Okay. Agree to disagree. I don't disagree that it's hard because, like I said, I live this every day. Yeah. But I do think it's harder for y'all. Just by like the way of the world, I feel like the world tries so hard to like crush and emasculate strong men.
100%.
Like they want to like quelch their voices to be like, no. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about how you're not being inclusive enough. Let's talk about how you're not accepting enough on what is being normalized. And let's talk about the way you should actually be as a man and why you should be more emotional or vulnerable. Like, I just be like, dang.
Because honestly, at first, coming up, they was telling us that, boys don't cry.
Right.
To not have a girlfriend.
Right.
And then when I got in my 20s, my early 20s or late teens, they were telling me to be more emotional. They were telling me to have a girlfriend. And, now in my late 20s, things are different. The roles seem to have changed. Women are kind of, the top dog now.
Yes. So unfortunately,
so
I don't want it. Y'all can take it. Y'all can take it back.
You see how our minds are just like, what do you want?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah
you might be changing my mind.
Listen, I won't confirm or deny, but I'll say, it's definitely, it's tight. Okay, so if you have a friend, I don't want to say if you have a friend, you obviously have friends.
Yes,
but
a few.
If one of your friends was like, okay, Justin, I'm trying to be like the best boyfriend or maybe like the best husband I could possibly be at some point in this life, what is a piece of advice that you would give them just as a man, not from that perspective necessarily, but just as a man, what do you feel like is the best advice you could give?
Of course, the sacrifice. I mean, that's kind of, a given. You're gonna have to make everything about her, kind of, sort of. Of course, you're not gonna, give yourself away and not take care of yourself, but you just have to treat her like a queen. If you really want that, and you have to listen. You know, you have to give and take. You definitely have to choose your battles as well.
Always.
I think you have to learn. I think you have to figure out. You have to learn her, and really, dive deep into her mind and her body. If you really want to make that person, yours, you really got to dive into it, and you got to be all about them.
I love it. I think that's good. I think if one of my friends was to ask me, okay, Levina, I'm trying to be the best girlfriend or the best wife, what should I do, or what's the piece of advice that I would give? Based on what I'm learning now, I would say, whatever you think a wife is, it's not that. Whatever you think a wife is, it is not that. So throw away anything that you might have learned from movies, or if you didn't see healthy relationships growing up, let all that stuff go, and make sure that you start fresh from the perspective that you and him are creating. Because what I have found out as I've gotten older is that I have to, and I won't even say relearn, but I actually have to learn what it means to be a wife. Specifically.
That's right. That's right,
what
brother.
it means to be your wife, specifically, because it's not what I imagined. I think when I imagined it, it was like, oh, it's supposed to be like this and this and this and this. And then you grow up and you be like, oh, it is not this at all. I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, let me figure this out.
So I have a question for you. I hate to cut you off, but so what things do you think, so before you guys got married, do you think you changed at all when y'all got married? Did you act the same when y'all were just dating, or boyfriend and girlfriend? Did anything change of how you treated him or how you moved, the things you did when y'all got married?
Everything changed.
Because I feel like, when people are dating, they're kind of already playing that role or trying to most of the time.
Yeah, but I think everything changed because you get to, and I was actually just listening to a podcast by Shan Boudreaux, and there was a couple and they were discussing like what marriage looks like from when you first get married and you just have all these assumptions to like now you're years in. Okay. And so I think when I first got married, I was young and I was like, oh, okay, so I'm a wife now. So I have somebody else's name. But that didn't really change anything. It only changed how other people saw me in the world. It didn't really change anything about me yet because I didn't know what to change. I was like, okay, so I get to just be the same person now. I'm just married. Like, my last name is Jones. Cool.
Yeah, I ain't gonna do nothing different. Shit, I've been doing.
Right. But I think the differences come in, and they came for me with age because I think it just was a matter of
learning, like you said.
Yes, and having an understanding that everything is not about you. Yeah. Because as a woman, I can honestly say when I get hurt or offended or anything happens, I feel like the issue begins and ends with me. Like, this is the Levina show, and until it is no longer that, right. Then we can have the conversation. But now I'm like, oh, this is not the Levina show. This is the Jones show. And on the Jones show, we decide what's happening. We decide where the priorities are. We decide what is on the highest level of priorities and what's not. And being okay with sometimes letting your emotions not be the priority, which I think is very difficult for women. It's still difficult for me. Don't watch this and be like, oh, Levina, you're nope. Learning, figuring it out, taking this thing day by day. But that's what I would say. I would say no. Everything changed when I allowed it to change. Because at first I didn't think anything had to change. I just needed to be me and go on.
That's dope. That's dope. So, what was I going to ask you? I have a horrible memory. You said nothing changed. Oh, so do you guys have to make every decision together? Every single decision?
If it concerns both of us, I would say yes. But
But I thought everything concerned both of y'all.
It does, but not in the same. Like this
You
is
were
something.
him and he is you.
Yes, however, because this is what I like to say, a lot of people will meet me and then they'll actually end up doing business with my husband because of the type of business that he's in. Once I pass that off, I have no conversations. Like once you're like, oh, I'm working with Derek, I'd be like, oh, that's so great. I have no questions for you. I have no questions for him.
That's
Everything
crazy.
is separate because that's
Yeah.
his world. Like,
Yeah.
not only do I not know anything about it, but at that point, it's none of my business, regardless of if I made the connection or not. It's separate from me. So any decisions that he makes are separate from me.
Well, yeah. I could see, yeah, definitely things like that in his world. I can see that.
And he does the same thing respectfully for me.
Right.
Like, if you guys were here, you would see that he's on set with me. He's helping me. He's helping me troubleshoot issues. In our first episode, you remember, I was like calling him on the phone, like, babe, I don't know how any of this shit works. What am I supposed to do? Like, and he does the same thing for me for what's mine, but for what is ours, like the family dynamic, yeah, we make those decisions together. But he, you know, his decision is first. Like, if he's like, no, I really believe this is the direction that we need to go, I kind of just be like, all right.
Oh man, that's dope as fuck, man. What the hell?
It's
I hope everybody watch this shit.
But that is learned.
You got mostly female followers,
always,
huh?
Yeah.
And listeners. Okay,
yeah.
Good. You the female Kevin Samuels.
Oh God, but it makes life easier for me, to be honest. It does.
Nice,
I didn't see it as that before. Before I was like, oh my God, you don't want to hear my voice. You don't want me to speak. That's what my internal voice sounds like. Oh my God, you don't want to hear me speak. You don't want to listen to my voice. Like, this is out of control. But in real life, it's like, oh, thank God, because I really don't want to deal with this stuff. Growing up as a biracial woman in a predominantly black household, I was always taught strength over anything, independence above all. Anything you get, you got to work for, you got to grind it out. You always have to have your own, be ready for any scenario. And that's not what being a wife is. I actually can get rid of all that and give it to somebody else and be like, you do it.
See, we both got the wrong messages growing up.
Yeah, and it's okay. I think they did their best.
Of course, yeah, it worked for them.
It's just, yes.
It worked for them.
But what's good for the goose is not always good for the gander.
Yeah, we have different things now. We have different technology, so it's going to be different for us.
The whole world is different, so that's why.
Wow. No, that's dope. I think that's big. I think that's why things are working between you guys. It definitely, compromise and you both, having the discussion, but also knowing when to say, all right, cool. Because I know damn well he knows when to say, you know what, babe? All right. You right. Okay. We'll do that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's big.
Yeah. And it's work. It's sometimes a bad decision is going to get made. I can make a bad decision. He can make a bad decision. Now we just got to live with the bad decision. Damn, we should have not did that shit.
Yeah.
We should have not did
and then you
that
learn.
at all.
You know
That was not the move. Okay, let's start over. And being okay with that, I think I'm more okay with that now than I've ever been in my life. Because when you're young, everything is the end of the world. Like, you're like, oh my God, I'm about to die. Yeah. No, you're not. It's going to be fine. But it does feel like that in real time.
That's dope. Yeah, your husband's dope, man. He seems like a cool dude. Like, I can tell y'all both, like, intellectual, and y'all be having deep-ass conversations and shit. Y'all be getting high.
That is actual facts. Actually, I would think you're a fly on the wall in my house because
y'all talking through the movie.
I bet
you she about to walk through the door and then he gonna do this and that. Y'all talk through the movie.
We talk through good movies, bad movies. Our favorite movie together is Django. Django, we will quote Django lines, and those are actually, we're about to get 2 Cane Corsos soon when we move, and we're naming them Django and Hildy.
Oh wow, that's dope.
So that's dope. That's our thing. But I feel like this turned on me. I'm supposed to be talking to you. So what?
Good conversation.
Can you date somebody who has an OnlyFans, and why or why not?
Yeah, I could date somebody that got an OnlyFans. If they showing their art on there, if they rapping on there, singing on there. Yeah.
Okay, so not sex work.
Nah, it's not for me. It's not for me. And I'm not a porn star either, so I'm not really gonna be on there. I mean, so nah.
No,
I
you
don't really
can't.
see that. It's like I couldn't date a porn star. Nothing
Okay.
against them, but I just couldn't do it.
You
Yeah.
couldn't do it because, like, what is the reason? It's just too much. It's shown too much. It like what?
I just think I'm probably old school. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm against it. It's not like I don't watch it or something like that. It's just, I'm just old school. I don't want my woman being seen by anybody else. That's
Right.
just it.
I get it.
It ain't nothing against them, so that's all
Yeah,
it is.
I get it. I think we have so normalized the idea of
Yeah.
OnlyFans. I hope I don't get like my sister into trouble, but my sister is in college.
Yeah.
And one of the girls on her volleyball team, she's no longer on the team, but she was kicked off the team because she had an OnlyFans. Now,
Wow.
nobody knew.
College?
Yeah. Nobody knew, but it was
Wow.
because of the standard of the team. Like when people are going and they're looking for the volleyball team and they're looking for stats and maybe looking up her name.
Yeah.
Now that's
Yeah.
associated with
Yeah.
the team. And I feel
Damn.
like girls who play volleyball, they already get a bad rap because they're wearing booty shorts.
Yeah.
Like now cheerleaders don't get as bad of a rap and they're wearing skirts and we
Yeah.
can see if they're skirts, but for whatever reason that's fine.
Right.
But volleyball players, we have like whatever, it's completely different. But yeah, she got kicked off the team for that. And in my head, at first, I was like, oh, that kind of sucks. Like, that's her personal life. And I was like, oh, well.
Makes sense.
No, because she's a reflection of what they're trying to build and what their standard is.
Yep.
And I think that we
Very
forget
important.
that a lot of times. So, as a man.
Yes. Just like, a woman is a reflection of the man when she's out.
Yes.
Or when she's seen, and vice versa, of course. That's mainly the reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's very important to carry yourself a certain way when you're with somebody.
I agree. I hope to be at a high standard and try to be. I hope my daughter will one day be at a high standard.
Yeah.
But
like you said, it's definitely a different world. Like, it's just normalized so much. I definitely know a lot of people that, are with people that have an OnlyFans or a porn star. I have friends that, that date porn stars. So, I mean,
live your life, and that's the thing. If that's how you meet them, I couldn't say you could ask them necessarily to stop because that was how you met them. That was how they were making their living before.
yeah.
But choosing that or not choosing that as a preference, I think it's just a preference. I don't think it's like bad or good. Like, I think if I was a woman, it was, a dude that I was trying to date was on OnlyFans, I don't know that I would date him either. Like, not
So
for,
you don't
like,
know.
hate
So if your
towards,
husband was on OnlyFans, you don't.
I mean,
Pause.
First of all, I don't even know.
You're going to be like, that ain't even him. He ain't even going to do nothing like that. No, let's put it in the...
I don't even see. Okay, if
let's
my
just
husband
make it imagination.
was on OnlyFans when I met him, I would not ask him to stop. If he tried to decide...
Yo, you a ride or die.
Midway, like,
Damn.
oh, I'm trying to start an OnlyFans? No. Like, we're not doing that. But if he was already on there before...
But he can't be on there with somebody else, or you don't care? If he was doing that before.
If he was doing that before, I kind of feel like it's like the audacity of it.
And you jumped into it, so you would know, of course.
Yeah.
So I understand.
It's not like I'm saying I'm with you now, I gotta be in the videos or
No,
now.
yeah.
Yeah, but if that was how he was already moving in the world,
Yeah.
I feel like it's wrong for me to ask you to do anything other than grow. And if in your growth you decide, okay, I don't want to do that. Okay, I don't want to do that.
So it's over for him, though. But it's over for him, though. He can't even get into it now. He's done for it.
Yeah, no, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Yeah, you guys will never see not my man on OnlyFans.
I'm not going to be on there myself.
Exactly.
I ain't going to be on there either.
But, okay, so then, now we've talked about OnlyFans. Should you be able to tell your significant other what to wear or what to post on social media?
I don't think you should tell them what to wear. I think, back to my point, it's how you carry yourself, and like you're a representation of your man when you go out. So I mean, it's not that I'm gonna tell her how to dress, but she should know, like, I'm not gonna be out here looking crazy for, everybody to be looking at me. But there's also the flip side to it, because there are some relationships when a man loves when their girl is going out wearing short little skirts and flexing, you know what I'm saying? And they love that. So I mean, it's just you, it's your vibe. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever you into. But me personally, you just gotta, you know what I'm saying? You can look good, you know what I'm saying? You look sexy, so. But there's a difference between sexy and raunchy. So, you could be sexy, but don't be raunchy.
Yeah. Okay, but does that affect what she posts?
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And do you have to approve those posts?
With the posting, that could get tricky. I mean, what if she's a model, what if she's a dancer?
Okay, but I feel like we use that term loosely. Like Drake said, don't tell me that you model if you ain't been in Vogue.
I'm talking about real model. I'm talking about real model.
Everybody be a model.
Yeah.
I'm a model, I'm a this, I'm a
It's also very hard to be a model, so.
Very much so.
But yeah, you're right. There's also a lot of Instagram models.
Yes.
Actually, so.
So is that included? If
But
she
I
was
mean,
just an Instagram model?
And see, I wouldn't date an Instagram model either. So, but, if that's how she's getting her money, she's getting sponsors and stuff like that, and she's, she's in the swimsuit business, let's say. You know what I'm saying? She got to wear a swimsuit. She got a big booty. She got to turn around and show the cheeky ones and the thong and this shit like that. So, I mean, if that's how she get her money, that's different. But, just posting it to get attention is different.
So if it's free, no. If you're making a check, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You got to be doing it for a reason.
Okay.
Shit, I ain't out here showing myself for no reason.
I mean, but also I don't feel like men have to. Like, I've never seen... Okay, hold on. I have seen men post thirst traps. I think that's what gray sweatpants season is all about. It's a thirst trap.
I don't post nothing.
I don't feel like it's the same energy as women by the way the world is now.
And you know what? I agree with that, because in my world, the kind of people I'm around, they're not into that. You know what I'm saying? The thirst traps and taking a picture with your shirt off. That's the world I live in. So if I posted something like that, all my friends would laugh at me. And I would get roasted. Selfies too. Selfies and shit. That's not cool in my world, So yeah, I agree with you.
Okay. Well, don't be judging me, because I love a good selfie.
No, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what you do. Come on now.
No, I'm with it. I get it.
Yes.
Okay, so then, as we're having all these conversations, have we learned anything good from social media at all? Like, what is a good thing that we could take away from social media?
Shit. It's a big world. That's probably it. I don't know, man, because Instagram, I always go to Instagram first for some reason. But social media has just changed the way people date, because, remember when it first started, a lot of relationships were started on about to say Instagram again, on social media.
Yes,
a lot of relationships was good. And nowadays, people aren't really going that route anymore. They're not trusting it anymore.
Yeah.
It's just changed everything. So, I mean, maybe we learned that a lot of people are crazy. Maybe we learned that.
Is that good? Is it good that we learned that?
Everything's good in moderation, and we don't have social media in moderation.
That's true.
But it's good to know. I don't know. I think sometimes it's good to not know some things, though.
You're not wrong, because some things I always say, like, you can't unsee it, or you can't undo it. It's more of a don't do it or do it, and whatever the repercussions is to that, you got to be okay with that.
Yeah.
But there are some things, honestly, I would rather not know or rather not see. Like, I would rather not see on social media the constant mistreatment of black people by the police.
Yeah.
I would actually rather not see that as much as I do see it, because I feel like now people are so quick to, like, pull out their phone and, like, take a video so they can prove and show that they were there so they can get those views or whatever.
That's true.
But I would prefer to not see that, because that, I don't know about everybody else, but I be like boo-hooing.
Yeah.
I see that stuff and I be like, oh my God.
Yeah,
like,
it's horrible.
And not even to make it a joke, but genuinely my heart gets broken. Like, because I think if that was me, if that was my husband, if that was my child, if that was one of my friends, like, and that is who it is to somebody.
Oh, yeah.
But we just be liking and commenting and reposting and take off.
Oh, man. You know, the amount of people that reposted, you know, that video.
Absurd.
Yeah. There's definitely different feelings about it. I know some people that posted it.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't judge them, but, you know, there are definitely different ideas about it. How do you feel about it?
I was horrified, for one, because I saw a still first. And that was a lot already.
Yeah.
Because it was clear that this, like...
It was real.
This was a crime scene. Like, when I think about a crime scene or when I see a movie, that's what you see. And that's what the still photo was. And I was like, oh my God. And then I saw somebody posted a video. And after I saw the video, I got off social media for the rest of the day. Because I just was like, you can hear... I think for anybody with a heart, hearing Quavo scream helped me. Seeing that his body was lifeless.
Yeah.
And then watching people kind of just walking by and going on about their business like this is normal. I was like, who are we?
Well, yeah.
It was disgusting.
Desensitized to it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, we're so used to it now. It's crazy. To see death and even heartbreak, we're so used to seeing it now.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't even bother some people. You know, every time I open my phone, it's a new story.
Yeah.
You know, the Walmart shooting
Yes.
in Virginia, I think.
Yes.
Like, that's crazy, you know. Everybody's going through something. Everybody's going through it right now, you know, especially through the holidays.
Yes.
Things were very tough during the holidays, but yeah. We're just all kind of like off right now. Because even I don't even go out as much as I should, you know, and mingle and stuff like that, because I don't really trust anybody. I don't have friends here, honestly.
Hard.
But, you know, I don't know what's going to happen out here. It's crazy everywhere. It's not just here.
Yeah.
So,
I guess if we did learn something, and it was a good thing, it was how to keep yourself safe.
yeah.
Because I feel like you could do things, but even something that I learned is, and I don't know if it changed me for the better or worse, but I will go somewhere, but I won't post about it until I'm gone. Like, I'll never post in real time. Like, if you see something, you always probably catching me a day later. Because I just always feel like if there was ever, and it's not like I'm so special.
No, I got you, though. No, I get
If I
it.
was ever out somewhere and somebody wanted to know or clock me that way,
Yeah,
I just don't have a desire to be.
exactly.
Like, if you were to see me out and it's happenstance, wonderful, great. But
I'm not just going to
yeah,
show where
you're
I'm
not gonna
posted
be
at.
able to see where I'm at. Not in real time.
No, that's
Unless you know it's together.
we all got to move smart like
Yes.
that, you know.
So, in that, do you feel like in our world today, since we've saying like how much to change from like our grandparents, our parents, that type of thing, do we have a tendency to prioritize emotions over fact? Like, sometimes we'll see stories or something like that, and we will see how it has impacted somebody emotionally. But the fact of the matter, it seems it gets lost a lot. Like, I will say this, and this could probably cancel me potentially in some way, but I watched many celebrities speak on the Kanye West situation.
Yeah.
Specifically those who were in some sort of minority, whether they were Jewish, whether they were Christians, Catholic, whatever. They had so much to say, and there was so much negativity, and there was so much, we have to prove how what he said was anti-Semitic. We have to show that he said this vulgar, evil thing. But to me, the fact of the matter is, Black people, African American people, African people were murdered at a rate in this country and outside of it that significantly surpasses any other race or nationality.
Yep.
It's not that there haven't been significant events in
Oh, yeah.
history. The Holocaust was absolutely horrible. But it's like we can't fully have those conversations until we state the facts. And it seems like when the fact is about a person of color, we want to overlook those facts.
Yeah.
But then we want to talk about the emotion on how we said something about another group. Or now Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter.
Yeah.
We can't take the fact. I don't know. What do you think?
It's definitely emotions over fact, because that's where we're at right now in the world. Everybody has a feeling, everybody has a word, everybody has has something they have to say. Everybody's fighting something. So yeah, it's definitely emotions over it. Even with certain films, we can use Jeffrey Dahmer. It's all about his emotions and how he's feeling and what's making him do what he's doing. Yeah, everybody just feels like they're the most important. So it's definitely emotion over fact. Because nowadays people are standing their ground. They're not even gonna, sacrifice just to, come to a consensus about something.
To find
just to
common
make
ground.
something work. Yeah. And now we're like, no, all right, well, whatever. We're not even gonna go over there then. So fuck it. We're gonna do our own thing.
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely emotion over fact.
Yeah, I agree. I hope that that's something as we go towards the future, we can get rid of that, I guess, so to speak, because I do believe it hurts us in a massive way that we cannot listen to an actual fact of something without anything else attached to it, without, even though, yes, it hurts people, it is still true. Like, let something be true, and then let us talk about how it impacts us and how it impacts the world, etc. But let's first talk about what the truth is, and I think that would help us kind of bridge the gap between all these conversations that we're always trying to have because we're trying to make everything normal.
Most definitely. Trying to make everything normal.
So we were talking about it briefly, but I sent you this video.
Oh, man.
And yes, the woman, probably not the ideal candidate for a lot of people as far as looks-wise, but she was literally saying she needed her man to have like 200K, 300K.
Yeah.
And the woman she was talking to, like, she was like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
Like, is something wrong with you? So what do you think? Are women delusional now?
Oh, man, you put me in a tough spot right here. Shoot. I don't say y'all delusional, but I already told you that y'all gotta, decipher through a lot of different emotions and try to make the best decisions that y'all can. So, that's tough.
Okay, specifically from that video, do you think that person was delusional specifically?
Yeah, I do. But when it comes to all of you guys, I think that, like y'all were told something. Y'all were told that y'all need to be independent, be strong. And just like you found out, I think everybody's starting to figure out that I'm going to have to take a step back sometime, and that's not how things work. Yeah, but I do think a lot of women are just moving the way that they're told to move, and some of them are so jaded and hurt that they're just, that's how they feel. Like, nah, fuck that. You got to have this, you got to have that. So it's just different situations with it.
So then what is that for men? Because then on the flip side, I can say, like, women end up getting upset if men are like, I want this, I want this, I want my woman to be like this or look like this.
Yeah.
And then we want to scream body positivity or no judgment, no body shaming, no this, no that. And we will make adjustments to ourselves for ourselves. But then when somebody else mentions that we should make adjustments or that we may need some adjusting, we get upset.
Yeah, definitely.
So then what is that then for men? So women, yes, some sort of delusion. But then where are men at on that spectrum?
Oh, man. Men are kind of like we're trying to find our way. You know, we're trying to, you know, pick through and see who's really out here to be a wife, who's really out here to be with somebody and have a family. There's just a lot of different type of women out here now, you know. Everybody's a boss now.
Yes.
You know, that's the big thing. Everybody's a boss, so everybody feel like they don't need anybody. You know, so us men have to, you know, put our pride aside sometimes and, you know, just try to figure out what a woman really wants.
Yeah. I could see why you would feel that way.
Yeah, but it's definitely tough, though, because we're both, you know, kind of off.
Everybody is. Yeah. And I wish we would say that more.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I would say it when I was younger because I'd be like, oh, my God, would I want to call myself crazy in public?
Yeah.
Yes. Because genuinely, I have issues. Like, I'm not perfect. Yeah. Nobody on this earth is. And thank God that, you know, in as much as we do show the world, everything is not shown. I'd be way more embarrassed than I already am, typically on a day-to-day basis. But I hope that at some point we can all find a balance, and instead of trying to prove to each other the way that this person is okay, and let's normalize this and let's normalize that, and that whole conversation, that we would just be. Because I was having this conversation, and I genuinely tried not to do this, y'all. So the fact that I did it was out of character for me, but I thought it was funny. So there was a video, and it was posted on my Facebook, and it was one of the old pods, probably like my 4th or 6th episode, something like that. And I was talking about women negotiating their value. And I was saying something along the lines of, I feel like if you, male or female, have to prove yourself to other people, that you've already lost the battle. Because I don't think you should have to prove yourself. And this man, whatever he was going through at this moment, he literally commented on the video and he was like, "She sounds so stupid." Oh, man. And I was like, damn, I sound stupid? Really? So I watched it again and I was like, do I sound stupid? Like, is what I'm saying, does it really make sense? But see, that's the difference, though, between you and a lot of women, you know. Everybody else would be like, man, fuck that. You went back and said, what did I say that maybe would make him think that? Yes, and so I start watching it and I'm looking, and something that he mentions, which is something that I mentioned in the video, which I still stand by the way, and I ended up saying, but he was like, he said, first of all, you always have to prove yourself. He said you have to prove yourself if you want a promotion at work. You have to prove yourself to go to the next level or in another grade. You have to prove yourself if you want to become a husband or wife. Now, I wish he didn't say that because I happen to be a wife. So whenever somebody says that to me, I'm always like, okay. So now I'm thinking and my wheels are turning and I'm like, no, I still stand by what I said because I don't think you have to prove anything to anybody. No. I think you're supposed to be. Yeah, because if you try to prove something to somebody, that's when you start acting. Exactly. Yeah. And that was the point in what I was saying. So even I shared that with him. I said, I disagree because I think that if it were me, if I'm proving, this means I don't naturally possess those qualities. Boom. And so that means now I have to actually change as a person so I can show that I am worthy of this promotion, that I'm worthy to be chosen as a wife, that I am worthy to go to this next level or this next grade or whatever it is. But that's me responding to life or seeing that I don't have something, and since I want that something, now I got to make a change. But that's just me being me. Right. That's not me being like, oh, let me show you, I got to prove. And I'm guilty of that. But that's why I feel like it's supposed to be different. So you think women are delusional? Yeah, I think we can be. Yeah, you can be. I think we can be. I don't think every single woman in the world is delusional. But I do think that we possess moments of delusion where above all we just think whatever our feeling is in that moment, whatever we feel like we deserve, whatever we feel like is the desire, that causes us to be delusional in a sense.
Damn, you speaking facts. Damn.
But I do
I get
believe
it.
that.
I get it. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense for real.
So I hope, and then I share that with this man, and he still disagreed to continue to say that was stupid. So that's how it ends. You guys, clearly I'm stupid and I need to stop doing this. But all to be said, I said, I'm going to bring that up and I'm going to discuss it on my next episode. That was how I ended the conversation. But it is amazing to me that in a world where there's some odd billion of us everywhere, and there's possibilities for endless conversations, that we will still choose to tear somebody down that we don't even know.
Yeah.
In order to prove a point that we wished, because this is what I think he wished to prove that point to other people.
Yeah.
Or people who are closer to him, or people who he could actually impact. I'm not one of those people.
Right, exactly.
But because it's public, I become one of these people. I made it public. He responded publicly. Now it's what it is. It's a transaction. But that we will willingly do stuff like that. And I think that's a part of the delusion too. Like women, I've been approached by women like in my DMs, like, if you're supposed to be an example of a mother, I think you're a poor example. Like, I've heard endless things, and I'd be like, yo, people is out of control. If I was somebody else, I might feel away.
So you kind of used to the comments already. Wow.
Because it's going to
be a lot. Yeah, it's going to be a lot though, especially with podcasting. You know, when it starts really growing more and more followers, you know, as the months go on, it's going to get tough to see more and more hate. Because you're definitely going to see hate. Because that's the only way this thing works is because, you know, we have an opinion, you know, and people have a pushback about it.
Yes, it does. Exactly. But I think that is what contributes to the delusion. Then we force ourselves into a position that we're not necessarily in. Which is why I think we have the back and forth of people be like, now people have to publicly say, please give us our privacy in this time because we're dealing with this how we desire to deal with it.
Yeah.
In 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, nobody would have did that. People weren't about to mail out letters. Hey, we're going through a divorce right now, so make sure you leave us alone so we can deal with this privately. No, it was already private, but because we choose to make everything public, I'm one of those people. I make certain things public.
Yeah.
We leave ourselves open to that, but I think it assists in the delusion.
Yeah. Yeah, I see it too as well. So that's why I was kind of like, I don't think y'all are delusional, but I definitely agree with the fact that y'all may have delusional moments, and men as well.
Everybody.
In many things, not just relationships. You know, we all have delusional moments.
We should hold
That's why
hands.
it's important not to lie to yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
We should sing Kumbaya.
I'm telling you. For real.
Hot seat. If you were to receive nude photos from a married woman, do you tell her husband?
If I know him. Yeah, that'll be easier.
Wait for it.
It's different because just like he said, you know, it depends. When it comes to me, if I know him, yeah.
If you know the husband, you tell
him. If I know him, yeah. But if I don't know him, it's whatever with me.
If you don't know him, you don't tell him.
I don't care if I don't have any relation with him. I don't be in the same rooms he in. I don't care.
You ain't okay. If it's your boy, and your boy is sending dick pics to a girl, and you know his wife.
Oh.
Do you tell his wife?
Oh, wow. You definitely put me in a hot seat. This is crazy, yo, because this is important on how people see me. This is very important. What do you mean?
You gotta choose.
I'm not gonna tell the wife. I'm gonna talk to the husband. I'm not gonna snitch.
So you're not gonna tell his wife?
I'm gonna talk to the husband, especially if I got a relationship with the wife. Well, maybe that's different. If I have a relationship with the wife, I would definitely talk to the guy first, but at some point, I would have to go to the woman. But I would definitely talk to the man first.
Are you going to be like, look, bro, you got 3 days. In 3 days, if you don't tell her, I'm going to tell her? Or do you give him
Nah, it's not a
the
time frame.
year?
It's not a time frame because he a man. I'm not gonna force him to do nothing. But you know what I'm saying? It's about the situations. If he's gonna stop doing what he was doing, you know, and trying to make a change, and then he wanna maybe tell her later on down the line, that's different. But you know, but for me, it would definitely just be based off feeling. Because if he's still moving out here, if he out here moving crazy, you know, and doing anything and disrespecting her, if I have a relationship with her, you know, eventually I have to go to her. But it would be based on my feelings. Like, I feel like, all right, this is getting out of control. Or, no, this is going on too long. Yeah.
Okay. I'm telling.
You tell, yeah. The woman, that's what you guys should do.
I don't care who you are. Now, I think that there's a way to do it. Like the way some women be doing stuff on social media, I feel like they do it with the intention to hurt. Let me tell you what
Nah,
your
this
nigga
is how y'all
doing
do
out
it.
here.
I'm coming to you as a woman.
Yeah, no.
That's what y'all. That's y'all.
If somebody ever starts a sentence
coming
like
to you
that,
as a woman.
immediately blocked. Immediately blocked. 'Cause I don't want to hear nothing you have to say. I'm coming to you as a woman. Please don't.
I already know you're a woman.
Exactly.
What are you
like,
saying?
Please just leave me alone. But I'm telling because I will want somebody to tell me.
Yeah.
And I would want somebody who's close to me, if I was doing the same thing, to be like, Levina, you out of pocket.
No, yeah, facts. I see that too, man. It's just tough, you know, because guys, we also have to go by a certain code, you know. You said it's my boy, so I mean, it would also depend on how long I knew her. You know, if I knew her before him or vice versa, you know what I'm saying? But men, when it comes to men, we just have to move a certain way. And you guys, I'm sure y'all move a certain way in y'all community, so, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a way to say it, though. That's what I'm saying.
There's a guy code and a girl code. You used to watch that show?
Yes, I did watch that show,
too.
actually. MTV used to have some good stuff.
Yeah.
And VH1. But I think there's a way to do it. Like, I wouldn't be like, I'm coming to you as a woman. I probably would phrase it somehow as, hey, I wanted to let you know that I saw something, and I think you should ask some questions along this type of line.
Damn, I like the way you put it.
Because any other way, I feel like, can immediately get messy. And now I got to be involved in...
That was so
Levina
nice
said
of
you was
you.
sending naked pictures. Okay...
That was such a nice
Levina
message,
didn't say
Levina.
anything. Just
that's how you put it.
ask some questions around this, and you may possibly find out some information
Ask
that you
some
may or may not have known. And then leave it alone. I don't have to communicate with this lady. She ain't got to say nothing back. She don't even have to respond.
Yeah.
But I will know that she read it.
Right.
And I can wipe my hands of it.
Facts.
But I do think that you say something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. But, I mean, you know, if you don't know what you said, so what's your situation? If you know the husband or if you know the wife?
If I know the wife and
you know the
she's
wife.
sending... I mean, if I know the wife and she's sending naked pictures and she's married, I'm definitely like, yo, you got 3 days. If you don't let him know in the next 3 days, I'm telling.
And you know him?
Because
and you know the husband?
and even if me and the husband aren't cool, is because I had this conversation with somebody else, and it was like, yo, you're about to have me sitting there eating mac and cheese at y'all table, knowing that you doing this. Now you compromising me, because at some point it's gonna come out that I knew.
Yeah, and then you gonna get in trouble.
Exactly, and so now it's looking bad on me. Like, I'm helping you keep secrets. No, that was you. So yeah, you got like 3 days.
Damn.
If you go on military time, that's what, 1800, 3 days from now.
Facts.
But yeah, no. And then if it's a guy that sends me naked photos, which also, if you're a guy and you're watching this, please stop doing that. Like, unwanted photos of you and you with yourself. That's what I'm saying.
I'm surprised that's still
you
a
with
thing,
yourself,
man.
I literally don't understand it. It's not attractive.
That's
it's
crazy.
actually not even an attractive orifice if you really think about it. Like, is it something that people walk around like, nobody has dick screensavers. Like,
yeah.
It's not it's not something that people are always trying to see. So you doing that is weird.
Yeah, I think that's still a thing, definitely, but we're kind of moving past that, you know. We're kind of moving past the nude stage because, you know, I don't know. You know, you can kind of just see everything on social media. So
You can,
you know,
but
so
I
that's kind
think
of.
I don't know if we'll ever move past that. I think people like
Nah,
being
nudes will always
creeps.
be dope for sure. Booty pics will always be dope.
I think people
I was king of
always
booty pics in
gon'
high school.
people always gonna want to see something. But I just think it's this specific context that is like, nah.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
not. Let's not do
yeah.
that.
It's really crazy to send one like that, like replying to an Instagram post,
Yes, and shout out
replying
to
to a
Pam.
Snapchat, like somebody replying to somebody's story and sending it. It's crazy.
Yeah, shout out to Pam on Facebook because Pam asked this question on Facebook.
Mm.
And hers was twofold because she was like, if you get an unwarranted dick pic or you get a video of the person pleasuring themselves, do you tell?
That's crazy.
And I'm like, man, that just took this to a whole new level. But I didn't ask you that, see?
Nah, man, I'm telling. You got to tell, yo. Especially they
Listen,
pleasuring themselves.
look, it's out of pocket at this point.
Damn. Mm.
I don't even want to know if it
You gonna
happened.
so you giving them 3 days?
Genuinely.
That's dope. Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely giving you a few days. Like, talk about what you got to do. I know it's gonna be a difficult conversation. I don't imagine it to be pleasurable, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Okay, my last question before we wrap up. I also sent you a video, and it was just like a movie clip. But in this clip, for those of you who haven't seen it, it was a scene, and this woman was like, I'm going to make myself a drink. Would you like a drink? Guy didn't want a drink, and she said, okay, I'm confused because you're a pastor, and you won't drink alcohol, but you will have sex. And he was befuddled, obviously. It's a TV show, y'all, so.
Yeah.
But it made me think like, man, do we choose our own morality? Do we pick and choose? So I want to ask, do you feel like we pick and choose where our moral line is?
100%. We pick and choose because we're in that time when you can pick and choose. We pick and choose everything. There's always genres and subgenres. So, you know, even within music, you know, you can be a rapper, but you can be a trap rapper. You could be a boom bap rapper. You know, backpack. But yeah, in religion, there's so many different types of religions, like Christian this, and then this type of Christian, and so we definitely choose our own morality and how we want to, you know, do things. Because a lot of even stay on religion. A lot of religions are alike in many ways. So why don't we just
Yeah.
all come together? So yeah, we
Into-
choose our own for sure.
Yes. So then where is the line? Is anything honestly worse than anything, or is everything the same?
Well, you know, for me, it boils down to, you know, if you're hurting somebody else, what is it? Is it affecting somebody? You know, how is it affecting you and people around you? You know what I'm saying? If that's something you're doing in your own time, you know, and nobody even know about it, like, rock out. You know what I'm saying? It just really depends on if it's affecting somebody else.
Okay. I can see it.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. I think that we choose our morality a lot of the time. And I'll say for me personally, I typically just try to make the best decisions I can. That doesn't always mean that they're the right decisions, but I try and choose the best decisions because I do believe that as an individual, you have to have a standard for your own life.
Right.
You know, the age-old saying, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. So I feel like you got to stand for something. But in the way that it is, where it gets sticky, because I do believe that we choose it, but I don't believe that anything is worse than anything. I think that all things that are wrong are all on the same plane.
Yep.
And that gets sticky for some people because
Yep.
you'd be like, well, Levina, if somebody murders someone, is that the same as somebody stealing? If somebody steals, is that the same as a pedophile? If somebody is a pedophile, is that the same as killing someone who attacked a member of your family?
Right.
Technically,
Yeah.
I would say yes.
Yeah.
because they're all wrong. The one that gets a little more sticky than the rest is if you're protecting a loved one, because then you're like, I really don't know what else to expect from that type of situation. Like, when you got to protect what's yours, that would be a place where I would choose this moral line is fine. Like, I don't think you're compromising anything. I think you're making the best decision that you could possibly make given the circumstances. But with everything else, I think it's all on the same plane. And somebody's probably looking at me weird too. I already told you people think I'm crazy, mom. What? The same as a pedophile? Yes.
Yeah, it's all wrong.
What's wrong is wrong.
You're
and we
all
just
in
have
the
to
same
let
jail.
it be. Yes, we just have to let it be wrong, but we want to prove that what somebody else did is so much worse. No, but what you did is worse. What you did is worse than what I did.
Right.
No, it's all the same. And I think if we could see that in ourselves first, we would probably forgive people more.
Right. Just like everybody's fighting their own battles, nobody's battle is, well, I should say there's always somebody in a worse situation than you, but, everybody's going through something, and fighting their own battle. So that's the same thing on the same merit.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. Well, I want you to tell everybody what's one thing that you hope they take away from this conversation. And then, of course, tell them where to find you. And then, of course, you guys, it's only a month until 2023. I'm not going to tell y'all what it is, but y'all are going to see a lot more of Justen. I'll just say that.
Yes.
But go ahead.
Something that they should take away from the podcast. We talked about a lot of good things today. I can't think of one thing that's more important than the other. I would say maybe that, just focusing on when we were talking about social media and how it's desensitized us. I think that's what's most important. I think we need to, continue to, stand together and stop doing things like posting those type of videos. As soon as somebody get killed, posting the videos. And a lot is going on in the entertainment industry is when somebody dies, a YouTuber is going to post the interview that they did to get views for it, or doing this and that. So I think they need to take away all the things how social media changed us and in the bad ways too, so we can know what to not do and what things to decipher through.
Yeah.
Definitely the social media.
I think that's good.
And everybody can find me on Instagram at Justen D Best, Justen with an E. Twitter, JBestBball, and you're not getting the Snapchat.
That's personal. That's private. He says it every time. I don't know why he says it, because nobody gets access to it.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting it. No. Yeah.
Okay, you guys, thank you so much for watching this. So if you're watching on YouTube, if you're seeing clips, if you're listening on Spotify or Amazon or Apple, wherever you are hearing this or watching this from, I just want to say thank you, because you could be doing a million other things with your time, but you chose to take this time to listen in and have this conversation with us. And for that, I will always be thankful. So thank you guys so much for joining.
Thanks for having me again.
Amazing time. You're welcome.
Yeah, I'll be back. Be seeing y'all.
Yes, seeing you very soon. You already know. I'm just Levina.